Hey, it's real good to see you. Welcome to Barlow BBQ. Today we're dropping a thick cut pork steak on the Weber Jumbo Joe and smoking it until it's nice and tender. We do appreciate you stopping by and we hope you enjoy the video. So let's get started. Pork steaks are always a great option when you're looking for something a little bit different to barbecue. Now you can go buy the thinner cuts and grill those up, or better yet, you could do like we did and buy a whole pork butt and ask your butcher to slice that up into 1.5 inch thick steaks. You could smoke those slow and low until they render down and become fork tender, and that's my plan for today. Although it is quite cold out here, so I'm actually going to run my grill pretty hot, maybe around 300 degrees, so we can push through this cook. Now for these pork steaks, we're going to use a special dry rub that was sent to us by one of our viewers. Thank you, Ben. This is some Strawberries Grand Champion Shake-On Barbecue Seasoning. Strawberries is actually a restaurant in Holcomb, Missouri that's well known for their pork steaks, and this is the rub they use. So here's the steak we're going to use today. It was cut from a pork butt, like I said, and it's about 1.5 inches thick. So it should be just the right size for the Jumbo Joe. At Strawberry's restaurant, before they put the rub on, they like to brush their pork steaks with Italian dressing. I don't have any Italian dressing, but I do have some red wine and olive oil vinaigrette, so I thought I'd give that a try and keep in the spirit of Strawberries. So let's go ahead and brush on this vinaigrette all over the pork steak, and now we can start shaking on our dry rub. I'll be sure to coat all sides of the steak, and then I'll let it rest inside in the fridge until it's time to cook. Now it's time to fire up the Jumbo Joe. I've got a little bit of charcoal ready to light right here in the corner of the Slow and Sear charcoal basket. There's about 6 briquettes there, and they're going to need around 15 minutes to fully ignite. Alright, it's been about 15 minutes and this charcoal is ready. Now I'm going to fill up the Slow and Sear with more charcoal so it's going to have enough to last throughout the cook. Here's a chunk of hickory wood for our smoke. And now I'm attaching a grill probe so I can monitor the grill temp while we're smoking. Let's close this up and give it some time to come up to temp. Alright, the Jumbo Joe is at 250 degrees and rising, so let's go ahead and get that pork steak on. Let me cover this up, and we're going to let this go for a few hours. Alright, this pork has been smoking for about 2 hours now, and despite this cold, windy day, the Jumbo Joe has been holding temps right around 300 degrees. I've got this thermometer right here. We're going to check the temperature of the pork, and we are going to wrap it at some point in tin foil to help push it through the cook, but not until we've got a nice bark on the outside of that pork steak. So we need to check on that as well. Let's take a look. Color on this pork steak is phenomenal. I'm loving it, and we've got a nice little bark going, but we still have a little bit more time before we can wrap it. And let's check out that temperature. Just off camera, that's reading 155. And that's reading 149. I'm going to go ahead and flip this over. And we'll go ahead and get the lid back on and let this continue to cook. Let's give it another hour. Okay, it's been an hour since I saw you guys last, and it's been a total of 3 hours now that the pork steak has been smoking. I just checked it, and the grill temp has actually fallen a little bit. It's still cold and windy out here, and I think some of the charcoal is starting to die out. The grill temp was around 250, so not bad. And the pork steak is looking real good. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and take it off the grill, wrap it in some tin foil, and get it back on. We're going to add some more charcoal to get that fire going again, get that heat back up, and we're going to let it ride in the tin foil until it hits the tenderness I'm looking for. All right, y'all, so let's go ahead and do that, and then I'll see y'all in a little bit. All right, it's been 2 hours since we wrapped the pork. Total cooking time has been 5 hours. Now at this point, this is when I'm going to start checking for tenderness. I've got this probe thermometer right here. I'm not really concerned with temperature. I'm just concerned with how it feels. If it's done, we're going to go ahead and get it off the grill, unwrap it, and we'll give it a taste test. It's getting dark out. Normally I'd let it rest for a little bit, but we're losing light, so we got to get on with this video. Okay, so let's check it out and see how it looks. Okay, here's my probe. This is feeling really tender. Feeling real good. Really easy cook, you guys. Just let it smoke for a few hours, then wrap it until it just feels tender to you. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this off and let's give it a taste test. All right, y'all, got a nice piece right here, and I apologize for the low light. It's almost sunset here in North Carolina, so Martha is on her way out here. She's going to join us for the taste test. Really want to thank you guys for hanging out with us today. We really appreciate it. We just crossed 4,000 subscribers. We're closing in on 5,000 subscribers. We really want to say thank you so much for your support. It means a lot to us. If this is your first time, your first video, first time dropping by, good to see you, and we really appreciate you coming by here. We hope you continue. Here she is. Here she is. We hope you continue to check out our videos, and we hope you enjoy them. All right, here we go. A little bite of some pork steak. Let's see what we think here. What do you think?
That's great.
All right, that's what I think too.
I think that was worth coming out in the cold.
Oh, it's freezing out here.
It's so cold out here.
Yep. I like that it's got the tenderness is on point for me, and it still has a nice bite to it. So it's not completely like melt in your mouth tender. It still has a nice little chew to it. But fork tender, tastes really good.
I like that it's not super sweet.
Not super sweet.
I like that.
That rub is a nice balance of savory and sweet, but mostly savoriness is what I get from that rub.
It is very savory.
Yeah, check it out. Strawberries at the Grand Champion Shake On Barbecue Seasoning. We'll have a link for it right down below in the description, as well as this recipe. So, you want to run inside and warm up?
I sure do, and eat some more pork steak.
Sounds like a good idea. Thanks for hanging out with us today. We love you, and until next time, we're going to say, smoke 'em if you got 'em.
That's right.
Bye.